2025 was another year of LEGO Harry Potter. Normally, I have a much more elaborate adjective to begin a video with. However, I'm fairly ambivalent when it comes to 2025 LEGO Harry Potter sets. There were some very good, there were some very bad, and of course, there were some horribly overpriced. At the end of the day, I was left feeling a bit indifferent. It wasn't one of the best years LEGO Harry Potter's ever seen, while also not being one of the worst. And with the September 1st releases for this theme now out on store shelves, every single 2025 LEGO Harry Potter product is available for purchase, which means it's time to start my end of year top 10 videos. I can't believe we're already here. So without further ado, here are my picks for the top 10 best LEGO Harry Potter sets of 2025. There's only one extremely obvious rule in today's video. It just has to be an official LEGO Harry Potter set released in the year 2025. I think that should make perfect sense. Now let's dive into the countdown. Number 10. 76446 Night Bus Adventure. I feel like I'm probably kicking off this list with a fairly controversial entry. I bet most people have this Night Bus set higher in their personal rankings, but I'm going to explain why it's a little bit lower for me. LEGO has made quite a few Night Buses in the past, and I think this one is better than 2004 and 2011. However, in my personal opinion, it pales in comparison to the 2019 rendition. That set from 6 years ago is my favorite Night Bus. It's the one I'll always have on display on my shelf until they make one better, and I'm not going to display this current version, so I couldn't put it too high. That being said, the new set is pretty well priced, which is something I can't say about most sets in today's video. The design, while I think a little bit too boxy, isn't bad. It had some solid minifigures, and overall most of the details you'd like to see from a Night Bus set. So while I think it's not a great remake, it's probably still the second best version of the Night Bus LEGO has ever made, and it's a good value, which was enough to sneak it in at the bottom of this list. Number 9, 40770 Hogwarts Castle Room of Requirement. I think it's safe to say now LEGO has started a tradition kind of like Star Wars May 4th with Harry Potter. At the beginning of September, they release a new direct-to-consumer 18+ set, and they also give us a special gift with purchase. The past couple years though have been very weak for the GWPs from LEGO Harry Potter. I thought the 2023 Gringotts set was completely pointless, and last year's Borgin and Burke's Flu Network set was so bad I haven't even built it yet. Because of this, I had pretty low expectations for this year's promotional set, and I was pleasantly surprised at how good this Room of Requirement ended up being. One, getting more sets from the Deathly Hallows movies is always a breath of fresh air for me. Those films are still fairly underrepresented from LEGO. Two, this set could actually interact with the big Hogwarts Castle setup they've been doing for the past couple of years, which I like. Three, I love how this somewhat interacts with the Hogsmeade Village 18+ Collector's Edition set they released the same time as this set, because these two are connected from Aberforth Dumbledore's house. And four, this set has one of my favorite part usages of the year. That cockpit canopy piece in opaque dark green as hammocks was a brilliant choice. Obviously the build is relatively small, the Neville Longbottom figure is nothing to write home about, but ultimately I think this set is very, very charming for a gift with purchase, and it's good enough for number 9 in today's video. Number 8, 76449 Chomping Monster Book of Monsters. Speaking of Harry Potter promotional sets, the first ever brick-built Monsters Book of Monsters came out as one of those sets a few years ago, and it looked really darn good, and I wasn't really clamoring for LEGO to remake it. However, the new version is pretty much twice the size of that one, making it kind of 1-to-1 scale based on the actual object prop from the movie, and it looks really darn good. Additionally, the chomping feature is fantastic with the new set. It's a pretty fabulous set if you ask me. I'm not personally as inclined to gravitate towards the brick-built creatures or brick-built objects, but this one looks very, very good. It's just my personal bias, it's only at number 8, but it's an objectively very good set. Number 7, 76447 Hogwarts Castle Flying Lessons. When this set was first revealed, I was stoked to get it, and then I did eventually get it on January 1st earlier this year, and I thought it was a pretty solid Hogwarts expansion set. By itself, it's a really nice looking display model. I don't think its interactions with the modular Hogwarts were quite as good as I was hoping for, more, but overall it's still a nice looking set. And with LEGO doing these $200 plus giant Hogwarts sets, I think it's smart giving us an $80 more accessible, affordable Hogwarts set for people who can't cash out on those larger models. That being said, 80 bucks was too much for this set with less than 700 pieces. The 6 minifigures and some nice elements included definitely helped make up for that, and overall it was a solid expansion of the Hogwarts castle setup, but not one of my personal favorites, which is why it's only number 7. Number 6, 76445 Hogwarts Castle Herbology class. So the Brits say herbs, Americans say herb, so I would say Herbology, but because Harry Potter obviously takes place in Great Britain, I'm gonna say Herbology. I'm no language expert, I'm just throwing that out there as a little fun fact, but this Herbology class set I thought was really nice. The greenhouse, a location we see a number of times in the Harry Potter films, has not been made by LEGO that much. In fact, I only think they've done it 3 times, once in 2007, once in 2020, and then here again in 2025. The other 2 renditions were very small, but this one is actually pretty large and has so many fun plant pieces. This was a treat to put together. The minifigures weren't super exciting but accurate, and getting that new Mandrake mold was really cool too. This is one of the better classroom sets they've done. Again though, one thing holding it back is just being $50 when it probably should have been $40, $10 overpriced ain't great, but beyond that I was very satisfied with this product. Number 5, 76441 Hogwarts Castle Dueling Club. I was so excited to see LEGO finally remake this set. It had been since 2002 when the Chamber of Secrets first came out, the last time they made a Dueling Club set. And this new version looks great. The platform has all printed elements. That was fantastic to see, and the Gilderoy Lockhart figure in this set is one of my favorite Harry Potter figures of the year. Look out for a top 10 Harry Potter figures of 2025 video coming very soon on this channel, by the way. The Snape figure wasn't new, but that Snape is extremely well detailed too, and the function to actually have the figures duel on the platform was so much fun. Unfortunately, this set was $25. It probably should have been $15, maybe $20, but that felt like it was pushing it for the part count here. But beyond that, I love this thing, and it's pretty cool having such a cheap set be this spectacular and ending up in the top 5 for the year. Number 4, 76451 Privet Drive Aunt Marge's Visit. I wasn't really asking for a new Privet Drive, but I guess it had been 5 years since the previous version came out in 2020, so a remake wasn't completely out of the question. In some ways, the new one isn't quite as visually appealing, especially in the roof region. However, I love the fact that LEGO did not make this a dollhouse style. You can enclose the entire structure. That was such a great inclusion with this set. However, the main thing I loved about this new Privet Drive set is the fact that it's based on The Prisoner of Azkaban, my personal favorite Harry Potter movie, and one of the most iconic scenes in that film when Aunt Marge obviously comes to visit, hence the set name. Which means we got an Aunt Marge figure. The giant balloon version of Aunt Marge, that is, which is such a cool figure. Oh my gosh, I can't believe LEGO actually made that. It looks hilariously wonderful, and we get her bulldog too. What a great part as well. 90 bucks was way too much to ask for this set, but at least it comes with a big fig to help lessen that blow a little bit, and I'm just so happy to see this Aunt Marge figure. That was a dream come true for me. This one was a huge winner in my book. Number 3, 76453 Malfoy Manor. After that big wave in 2022 when LEGO made the 12 Grimmauld Place set and the Ministry of Magic set, I feel like the #1 most requested location from the Harry Potter series to be made into a LEGO set for the first time was Malfoy Manor. I honestly didn't know if they were ever going to commit a big set to this location from the Deathly Hallows Part 1, but we got it here in 2025 for 150 bucks, and it actually was a pretty good value with over 1,600 pieces included. And while the build was quite repetitive, it looks really nice from the front. The coloration is cool, and I just like the ornate details, although it is very dollhouse in its style. It's quite thin from the front, definitely a bit of a facade. However, I actually thought the interior of the Malfoy Manor here looked pretty good. There's some fun references to scenes in the movie, and even the small little rooms off to the side that LEGO kind of had to make up stuff with were fun inclusions. Plus, the minifigure lineup of this set had some bangers as well. The new Dobby figure looked great. I love the outfit we got for Luna Lovegood in Harry Potter with that specialized messed up double-sided face was so cool. So even though this set was definitely a facade, and it's a very facade-y facade at that, finally getting this location as a LEGO set for a pretty good value in 2025 was fantastic and good enough for number 3 in today's countdown. Number 2, 76457 Hogsmeade Village Collector's Edition. If this set were $100 cheaper, it would have had a claim at number 1, potentially speaking. However, it was not. It retailed for $400 with 3,200 some odd pieces. The price of this set is awful. I cannot believe how expensive this thing is. Additionally, the minifigure lineup of this set was very weak. Besides Katie Bell and Aberforth Dumbledore, there are really no characters I cared to get in this set. But at the same time, the actual builds for Hogsmeade looked very good, especially the 3 broomsticks. That thing was gigantic and just had some great detail. I was very happy with that. Honeydukes, not quite as detailed or large, but still the best version they've ever done of that store. The rest of the stores they never made, and they all look really darn good. And I love how this essentially doubles as a winter village setup. That's very cool as well. The snowy details are really great. I love the sled with the horse-drawn carriage element. That was cool as well. So this set has a lot to offer. It would have been such a great $300 set, but with the missing minifigures, the rather lame figures they actually included, and the abhorrent price, I couldn't put it at number 1. Don't get me wrong, it's a really great build. I'm just personally waiting on hopefully maybe a sale at some point in time, or at least like double or quadruple insider points or a better promo. I'm gonna have to sit on this set for a while. What LEGO did give us was good, but it could have been fantastic. Because of that, it could not wind up at number 1 in today's video. So which set is number 1? Well, the number 1 spot belongs to set number 76454, Hogwarts Castle, the Main Tower. So at the beginning of 2024, LEGO launched this new ultimate greatest Hogwarts, most detailed Hogwarts setup of all time. New modular Hogwarts set. And we got a $200 Great Hall set last year that looked pretty spectacular. But the most notable thing not included with said Great Hall set obviously was the tower that we all associate that with. Well, they gave us a tower as a separate modular piece set this year, and it makes that Great Hall set look pretty lame by comparison. I'm pretty comfortable with saying this is the greatest Hogwarts set ever made that's in the minifigure scale. It looks so fantastic. The design techniques and the size used to bring the tower to life frankly kind of look like a mock to me. That's how unreal it feels to get something in this scale with this much detail. Sure, it's $260 and it definitely doesn't have a great price per piece, but I feel like the size and scope of this design help to make up for that not so great value. Plus there were some cool figures and a very nice looking Fluffy as well. And when you put it next to the Hogwarts set from last year, you have just a beautiful looking Hogwarts display, and I cannot wait to see where they take this new modular setup next. So overall, in a year of LEGO Harry Potter sets that I said I was fairly indifferent towards, this set definitely stands out as one of the shining gems, a diamond among the rough. This is a fantastic LEGO Hogwarts main tower set, and that's why I'm very confident in saying set number 76454, Hogwarts Castle, the main tower, is the best LEGO Harry Potter set of 2025. But those are just my picks. Please comment with your personal favorite Harry Potter sets from this year down below. And thank you all so much for watching today's video. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out. God bless. Bye-bye.